Namaskar, children. This is a short recording to take you through the concept of how you can draw the equation of a line, derive the equation of a line when you're given 2 points. So you have the coordinates of 2 points, and from that, how can you make the equation of a line? Essentially, you do know that the equation of a line has a standard form of y is equal to mx plus c, where m represents the gradient of the line and c represents the y-intercept. So this is exactly what we'll be working on. So the first step would be to find out the gradient from the given 2 points, and the next step would be to find out the value of the y-intercept. Hence, we would have the complete equation. So let's look at this example where it says find the equation of the line which passes through 2, 6 and 4, -2. So you could use the formula for finding the gradient, or you could just basically do it using the difference formula, whichever ways, but you know how to go about finding the gradient of a line, and you would define it as rise over run or change in y over change in x, and that would hence give you the gradient as -4 in this case. Thereafter, what you require to do is you need the value of the y-intercept, or the c in other words. So in order to do that, once you have the value of the gradient, what we're going to do is we're going to substitute the value of the gradient and into the equation y is equal to mx plus c, because this is the standard form of any given equation. So here we know the value of m, so we will substitute the value of m and hence find out the value of c. So let's see how that can be done. So in this particular equation, the gradient, the value of gradient is a -4. So the m gets replaced by a -4 and the rest of the equation remains as is. Moreover, you can choose any one of these 2 points that the line passes through. You could either take 2, 6 or you could take 4, -2. Either of these 2 points will be chosen in order to find out the value of c, because the line passes through both of these points. So if we choose the first point 2, 6, all we do is substitute the value of y as 6 and the value of x as 2. And this gives us a simple linear equation which can be very easily solved to get the value of c as 14. So with that, we can now get the complete equation, which is y is equal to -4x plus 14 in this case. Let's look at another example. So find the equation of a line which passes through 7, 12 and 15, 32. So here again, the process will be exactly the same. So first is you find out the gradient either by using the formula or whichever ways you can. And you will, after simplifying, you will get the value of the gradient as 5 over 2. And we're going to use this value of the gradient and find out the y-intercept. So it's exactly the same thing. We'll be substituting the value of the gradient into the standard form of the equation y is equal to mx plus c. And then you can choose either of the two points, either 7, 12 or 15, 32 in order to find out the value of c. So again, a simple linear equation, simplification, and we have the value of c as -9 over 2. So both to put together, that's the final equation of the line. Okay, so this example is straight from the worksheet that was shared with you. So here you need to find the equation of the line which passes to 3, -2 and 5, 6. Now here you have a choice. If you so wish, you can make a rough sketch of the line, because making a rough sketch will give you an idea of the gradient of the line, whether it's positive gradient or whether it's negative. But it is not essential, it's not compulsory for you to make a sketch. But here, because I have made a sketch and I know that the gradient of this particular line will be positive, that's just going to help, because thereafter, for finding out the gradient, we just go change in y over change in x. So over here, the points given to us are 3, -2 for A, and B is a 5, 6. So while looking at change in y, it's actually going to be 6 minus -2, which makes it the change in y will be 8 units. And similarly, for the change in x, we go 5 minus 3, which is 2. So substituting that, we get 8 over 2. So hence the gradient of the line is a +4. So after this, again, we're going to substitute m is equal to plus 4 into the standard form of the equation, which is y is equal to mx plus c. So on substituting m as 4, we get the equation as y is equal to 4x plus c. And now, because we can choose from either of these 2 points, the line passes through both of these. So suppose if we choose the point 3 comma minus 2, we will substitute in place of y, it's going to be a minus 2. The 4 is to be multiplied by the value of the x coordinate, which is 3 plus c. So that makes it minus 2 is equal to 12 plus c. And finally, that gives us c is equal to minus 2 minus 12, which makes c equals a minus 40. So hence the final equation for this is going to be y is equal to 4x minus 40. As simple as that. Alright, look at another example from the worksheet. Find the equation of the line which passes through 2 comma 1 and 10 comma minus 3. So let me first label the 2 points. The point D is a 2 comma 1 and the point E in this case is 10 comma minus 3. So looking at, if you make a rough sketch and you look at the nature of the line, then you know that the gradient in this case is going to be negative. So you just keep that in mind while finding out the gradient so that there is no error in that. So you could go and find out the gradient with a change in y over a change in x, which in this case, of course, you will have to choose which is your starting point and which is your end point. So suppose if we choose E as the starting point and say D as the end point, this is something which we cannot change. That sequence will have to remain as is. So while taking the change in y, that's going to be a minus 3 minus 1 over, and the change in x is going to be 10 minus 2. So that's 10 minus 2, which brings us to m is equal to minus 4 over 8, which simplifies to m is equal to minus 1 over 2. So a negative gradient of the line, and hence the value of m is a negative 1. So having got that, we're going to substitute this in the equation y is equal to mx plus c, which makes it y is equal to minus 1 over 2 x plus c. Now, in order to find out the value of c, we're going to choose any one of the 2 points, 2 comma 1 being the simpler one. Let's just choose this point, which makes the value of y as 1 minus 1 over 2 multiplied by the value of x as 2 plus c. Cancel, cancel. So we get a 1 is equal to a minus 1 plus c. So this obviously simplifies to the value of c being equal to 2. So both put together, the final equation, y is equal to minus 1 over 2x plus 2. This is the final equation for the line in this case. So use this clip to basically solve all the questions in the worksheet. Thank you.